Hey, welcome back, Fel fans, to another episode of Witchery Explained. This episode, we're going to be talking about the altar. Now, the altar basically is the main power source for Witchery, for you tech mod fans out there. All power used in Witchery basically comes from the altar. To make the altar, we're going to use some items from previous episodes. The fumes, a breath of the goddess, and an exhale of the horned one. Also, we're going to go ahead and use the wood grown from another previous episode, rowan wood. Now, an altar block is made from 4 stone bricks and 2 rowan wood logs, as well as a water bottle and the 2 fumes I mentioned before. This makes 3 altar blocks, though. And you're going to need 6 blocks for a full altar. So let's go over here and grab the additional items I had. And set it up to make 6 blocks for us. Oop, almost forgot. Water bottles do not stack. Okay, now we have 6 altar blocks. Now that we have the altar, let's go ahead and make some other items for later in the episode. Here we have the attuned stone that's made from whiff of magic. That's also fumes from a previous episode. Lava and diamonds. With these attuned stones, we can make a candelabra, which is made like this. And we can make a chalice, which is made like this. These will be used in a future part of this episode. Also, there is the pentacle, which is made from cobaldite ingots and nuggets, and a diamond. How to get cobaldite? We'll be discussing in a future episode. Quite some time from now, actually. So, let's go ahead and place the altar blocks. Now, the altar has a weird range. What you're going to want to do is make sure that where you want the range to start is the last block placed. I want it to be centered. So the last block I place is going to be in the center right here. So from that block, the range will be 15 by 15. I've went and marked the area with some rowan wood. This is to both mark the area and to add to the nature bonus that is needed for the altar's power source. Glintweed doesn't give as much as other things, so let's go ahead and move it to the side. Oh, which is in the way. How about I return? And we are back. I've got some items here that will boost the power capability and recharge rates of the altar. I've got a skeleton skull. The skeleton skull will upgrade the recharge rate by 1 times, as well as boosting the power 1 times. The Wither Skeleton Skull will do that 2 times for both the recharge rate and the power boosting. And if you're lucky enough to get a player head, that will recharge it 3 times, as well as boost the power 3 times. A chalice, just a plain one, will boost the power 1 time. See, the power's boosted a bit? But if you go ahead and craft a chalice with some redstone soup to fill the chalice with the soup, it will do it 2 times. We will cover how to make redstone soup and what it's used for in later episodes. Next, we have the light sources. A torch will boost the recharge rate 1 time, but a whole candelabra will boost it 2 times. And then we have the pentacle next. The pentacle will also boost it 2 times. Both the candelabra and the pentacle only are used for this. That's all they're used for. They have no other uses. I mean, they look cool, and the candelabra gives light, but really that's all it's used for. Next, though, we have the Arthana. Now, the Arthana will double the range that the altar can reach in order to power things, like cauldrons, rituals, stuff like that. Other than that, though, it doesn't really do much. That's pretty much all it does. So why don't I go ahead and set up the altar with the items of my choice. You can set up an altar differently if you want. These are just what I want to do myself. Now before, where we had 38? 78? Now we have 4,068. And we also have times 12. Wow. Times 12. It's important to remember so that some of these do not stack with each other, like a chalice and a filled chalice, or a candelabra and a torch. Next, though, we have to fill the area with nature items. I mentioned before that glintweed is kind of bad. It only gives a power of 2 per, and only 20 of them will count. What gives the best, though, is the dragon egg. As there's only one in a normal survival world, only 1 dragon egg will count. But it does give a power boost of 250. The altar will be charged 250 for 1 dragon egg. Next on the list of what is powerful are demon hearts. We can talk about how you get demon hearts in a later episode, but for now, placing them will give you 40 power. A bit of a problem with demon hearts is that they are noisy. This is really loud. Why don't I go ahead and try and move it closer to the sound muffler. Sound muffler, not a part of Witchery. I'm just using the FTB Infinity Pack, and that's how I'm getting these extra items, like the sound muffler. Now, as I was saying, 2 demon hearts will count, and they will give you 40 power each. Next on the list of most powerful things are things that will give you 4 power. Those are things like belladonna, mandrake, water artichoke, snowbell, ember moss, vanilla plants like pumpkins, melon, carrot, wheat, roses, also known as poppies, dandelions, and stuff like that. Also trees, the saplings, the logs, and the leaves. Now, the logs and the leaves of rowan, alder, hawthorn will give you the 4, but any other logs will really just give you 2. Right now, let's go ahead and grow some belladonna and some mandrake. I really think they look nice together because they're both purpley. And the farmland actually gives us a boost too. The same amount of boost as grass gives us, but there is a limit to the amount of things you can have in one area. So if we go ahead and change the ground to being farmland instead, we have extra room for things. As I have mentioned before, though, there are a limit to items. Like, there can only be 20 belladonna and mandrake plants that are counted. You can have more, but once you have more than those, they will not be counted. For other things like dandelions, roses, those can have 30 in the area to be counted. We're not going to be placing down ember moss. I originally was planning on doing that, but I've got my witches all running around here. So no, we're not going to be doing that. Now let's go ahead and plant some saplings. I've got some fun modded saplings in here that I might as well go ahead and plant. They're how I make all these different foods, like I have cherry ice cream right now. They are, of course, not from Witchery, but Witchery does count some modded things, as long as they are ordicted correctly. I am pretty sure that these modded ones are ordicted correctly, so I'll go ahead and use them. Let's just go ahead and bone meal these up, because both the saplings themselves and the trees themselves will go and give us different bonuses. Oop. Got some cinnamon popping right off of there. This will be good for later. Something to note, this cinnamon tree uses jungle leaves. That's kind of why I chose this particular modded trees, because they use vanilla leaves. I'm a little worried about it getting a little dark in here now. Don't want any mobs to spawn, of course. Maybe I'll go ahead and put some glintweed on the leaves. I don't think mobs will spawn on leaves. Pretty sure they won't. But you know, might as well. Plus it'll light up the room. And here we've got some Spanish moss from a previous episode. I mentioned that Spanish moss grows better on leaves, so I'm just going to place these here. I did bring some rowan saplings to plant, but then I remembered that I encircled the place in rowan logs, so I might as well not plant those. Here we got some mushrooms too. For a full list of all the plants and all the powers that the plants, well, the power amount that these plant items will give you, see below in the description. I will link to a page that has it listed. Now, hopefully by placing these saplings here, these rowan ones, we will not see them grow. We will keep them as saplings. They should. They should. And let's go ahead and place down these flowers. I've been collecting these flowers for quite some time. Just could not find enough roses. I would like to save some roses for a future video. So let's just place down a few of them. Whoa. Our power is already at 11,000 with the multiplier at times 12 right there. Let's just go and grab some more bones to try to grow some mushroom. Well, tall mushrooms? What are those called? Those giant mushroom things? I wonder if there's enough room. Maybe not. Mushroom blocks, both red and brown, will each have their own amount per that's allowed to be in a room to be counted. They're each their individual item. No, I guess there's not enough room. And I'll just let these other saplings grow where they will, because currently 11,000 is quite a lot. Quite a lot. We can cast spells. We can brew brews. This will be fun. This will be fun. I'm going to need to make some more sound mufflers, though, for these demon hearts. That is annoying. I mean, maybe the one is close enough to the one sound muffler, and the other one is too far away to be heard normally. Maybe. Oh, and hey, shout out to my friend Fraddle, who donated his head for this episode. Yeah. These glintweeds on these trees, I like the way they look. They provide light, and they look pretty okay. Well, there we go. There you have it. That has been the altar. How to make it, how to power it, and how to add modifiers to increase its capabilities. Wait for future episodes to go ahead and tell you more about using the altar. I've mentioned for like brews or for spells. And I will see you next time, Fel fans. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you like my show, and go ahead and comment below if you'd like to see something specific or if you just have a comment. Bye, Fel fans. And sorry about my voice this episode. My throat has been killing me. I didn't want to record, but it's getting too close to the day that I air the episode, and I hope that I'd be better by now, but oh boy, my throat. Sorry again, Fel fans, but bye.